It's just to reduce. It's just to reduce the possibility of having the wrong data in your data set. Reduce the possibility of collecting the wrong data. So it's a kind of data check system that ensures that data entered into a sheet falls within a required range or meets a certain criteria. So, for example, let's say we have a table, or we have a sheet rather. Let me use a table in a sheet, for example. So, we're collecting names, we're collecting phone numbers, we are collecting data concerning the person's location and the rest. So, okay, let me even use, sometimes when you guys go to do registration in some websites, some apps, you will see that maybe there's a list when you want to enter your country. There's usually a list of countries that comes out. So you don't need to, and you can just maybe write the first two alphabets. But maybe write the first two alphabets, a list will come out for you to pick which country you actually belong. So you don't need to type it. That way, they are trying to avoid you writing or spelling a country wrongly, which will increase their work, because whereby you have wrong spellings and the rest, or you have maybe somebody wants to write Nigeria, for example. Maybe one person will write Nigeria, another person with one A ending it, another person will write Nigeria with two A, another person will write um, um, Nigerian, or just spell it. Mr. Jimmy, please mute your mic. We just spell it wrongly. You understand? So if they have like three spellings for one thing, when they are for one yes, for one country, they have like three spellings for one country. When they are working on the data, they will need to clean it. They will need to ensure that it is a single spelling, and it's extra work on the data analyst. So in order to avoid that kind of issue, they put in a kind of data check system, which is what we call the data validation. So they bring that list for you. So you have to pick. So you cannot go and enter anything that's outside that range. You can only enter something from the list. You can only pick from the list they have given you. That is what. And then for some other things, maybe you want to spell your name and you don't. They can also use data validation for the length of text. That is the number of text. You can number of okay. Let me say the length of alphabets you can use for your names. For example, let's say you want to spell my own name now. My name is Omosede. It's seven alphabet word. You understand? They can put it that the alphabet must not be less than two. You understand? So if I go there and I want to write my name and I write OM, it will flag an error for me, to give me an error, because it's not following the data validation rule. Same thing, you can have some companies. Let's say the company wants to have an event, and in the event they have a list of eligible um company staff that can actually attend it. So if you go there, you try to, maybe you try to enter, you try to check the list to see if you are there. If your ID, let's say your company ID, does not fall within that, your company ID is not on the list of people that are eligible to enter, you will not be able to enter. It will flag an error when they try to log you in. So that is the whole idea of data validation. So based on that, we're going to create like a small data validation sheet, or let me just call it a meeting attendance sheet. You can see it here. Based on this data that is here, you understand? So let's assume this is like a company data. So we have the last names of the staff, we have the agenda, we have the country, we have the age range, we have dates, then we have ID. Okay, but I didn't add dates. You can leave that too. We don't have to put everything. It's just for you guys to grab the concept. So let's say I want my list to be like let's say 10 to accept just 10 people. So let's just highlight about 10 cells. So starting from cell 20. So we should end at cell, oh, sorry, we should end at cell 29. So let's just highlight it. So we know what we're working with. Okay, good. So let's say this is like a simple meeting attendance sheet. Let's merge this to make it look okay. So this is like a simple meeting attendance sheet. So let's say we want to work with we should work with their serial number. I think we would have left serial number. Let's say we want to work with let's say country now, for example. So we want to do data validation now on this particular sheet. You understand? So let's say we want to work with the country, for example. I can come to the country here and I will just highlight it. So I want to do data validation on the country, meaning that anything somebody enters this cell should fall within a particular range. You understand? So I want to like create a list here. So I've selected the country, then I'm going to go to the data tab on the ribbon. So I'm on the data tab, then I'm going to the data tools group, and I'm going to look for data validation. Can you guys see my screen? Hello, are you guys there?
Yeah, we can see your
No,
screen.
no. It's like the screen has hanged. It's like the thing.
Are you sure? You're not seeing it moving at all? Can you tell me when my cursor is on?
It looks like
Data
moving.
validation.
Okay, so we're good to go. So I'm going to click on data validation here. Selection contains some cells without data validation. Sorry. So hold on. So like I said, I went to the data tab and I selected data validation. So I'm going to click on data validation here. Okay, so it's asking me the cells. I don't want to extend it. What's this? I didn't look at it very well the other time. What is it
I
saying?
can't
It's
see
asking.
what you're doing. This thing is seizing somehow.
Let me switch my Wi-Fi. Just hold on. I want to switch my files. Okay, so can you see now? Can you see my screen? Can you see my cursor moving?
Yes,
Yes.
perfectly well.
Okay.
Yes.
So you can see what it wrote here. It said the selection contains some cells without data validation settings. Do you want to extend data validation to these cells? So it's asking me if I want to extend it because I selected only one cell in like a range. You understand? Because it's saying that there are cells in this column here, there are cells here, there are cells here. So it's asking me if I want to select, but I don't want my data validation to work for all these ones as well. I want to just focus on only this particular column, which is the country column, for example. So I'll
Could
say
you
so.
could you move the dialog box upward?
Yes, I've moved it up. Can you see it? Oh, okay. I've lost connection. I need to connect back to my. I've lost connection on it already. Can you guys see it now? I'm back
Yes,
now,
Yes, ma.
right? Okay, good. So
It's better.
I had to change my files. Okay, so like I said it's asking if I want to add these ones to the validation. I want to do the validation for these ones separately. I don't want to add them to this one. You understand? I want the selection for this one to be different. I don't want to add it here. So I will just click on no. Okay, good. So I'll just click on no. So I'm working on only the country now. For example, I'm working on only the country. You get so here now it has brought up the data validation dialog box for me. So it's asking me what kind of validation do I want to do. I'm going to you see where this space where the where you can see any value written. So I'll just come down to this arrow beside any value, and then I'll click on it. Then to bring me a drop down for me to choose what I want to do. So what I want is I want it to select a list for me. I want it to be able to bring out a list of countries for me. You understand? So I'll click list. So it's asking me now, where is the source? That's where do I have this list of countries in? You understand? Where do I have their values written? So I will now click on this arrow beside it, and then I'm going to go. Assuming I knew the cells now already, all I needed to do was to just write the cell number. Okay, which is sorry. Let me delete this. So this is the range for countries. You get so I'm going to like select it down. So I've picked that this is where I want my country to be collected from. Then I'll come and I'll click yes. I'll click enter and I'll say okay. So based on that, if I come to this cell now, country, you'll see what it will display for me. It's showing me a list of the countries I can pick. So if I put anything there, let's say I put like if you check here now, you see that there's no Nigeria there, right? So if I go here now and I put Nigeria and I click enter, you can see it has given me an error, meaning I cannot enter anything that is not in that list that was there. You get when you click on this now, there's a problem here. I don't know if you guys can see. The problem here is there's like a repetition of United States. It's too much, and it makes it look very premature. You understand? So I don't want my data validation to be like this. So what do? I'll simply just do my Ctrl Z to delete to remove the data validation I did here in the first place. Then I'll come here, like where I have countries. I'm going to select all the countries. I've copied it. I've used my Ctrl C to copy it. So I can come, let's say I can come here now and paste the countries. Ctrl V. So I've pasted the countries here now. While the countries are still selected, I'll go to my data. That is if you don't want to write it individually. I'm just trying to make my own work easier. In case maybe you have like 50 countries and you don't have to start writing them directly. I just copied it. And then I went to my data tab, my data tab here. Then in my data tab, I'm going to my data tools group. Then you see this place where there is use blue and white. You can see what you wrote there. Remove duplicates. That's the feature you have there. You can use remove duplicates. So I'll just click on it. Remove duplicates. Asking me select. It has shown me the column where my duplicates are, and I'm okay with it. So I'll just go here and I'll click OK. So you can see the message it gave me. 14 duplicate values found and removed. 3 unique values, meaning 3 values that were not duplicated. 3 unique values remain. Note that counts may include empty cells and spaces, etc. So that it's always good to read this dialog box. Just read what it displays. So I clicked OK. So I have it now. It's unique and it's not going to stress me too much. So I can go back to my country. So I can come back to country here from this cell and just select it. Then still in my data tab, you see the data tab, it's like for data analysis, it's like the most, all of them are useful, but it's the one you actually make use of the most because it has a lot. So I'll go to the data tools, then I'll click on data validation again, like I did before. And so I'm going to click no. What this is saying is, it's seeing other cells beside it. Like I said before, it is seeing other cells beside it. That's why it's saying the selection contains some cells without data validation settings. Do you want to extend data validation to these cells? They're asking if I want to extend it to this, and I don't want it to. You understand? So I'm going to say no. You get, so I'm going back to my list, and then it's asking me for my source. So I'm going to come back to this place, like I said earlier, and I'm going to select it down. Then I click enter. Then I click enter and okay. So you can see here now. If I come here now, I don't need to even start writing. All I need to do is to come to the side here, and then I click Great Britain. Can come to the side here now. I click France. You understand? So anywhere, anything I want to put is in the list. Anything outside of that, it won't work. If I come and say I want to put USA, it's going to give me an error. You can see the error it gave. It said this value doesn't match the data validation restriction defined for these cells. So all well and good. It's okay, but you can make this more presentable. You get, you can do it in a way that what is being entered, it will you can do it in a way that the error message that is being displayed will be different. It will be what you want. You understand? Then you can also guide users. Immediately they hover or they just click on the cell, it will tell them what to do instead of just leaving it blank. So you can come in and select our cell data validation. Cell that have already been validated. Then we can come back to data validation. Still click on it. So you don't need to enter anything here because I already seen that you've done all these things before. If you want to change, you can. If you want to modify it, you can modify it. But we don't want to modify it. We just want to add a message for it. So you can come here. You can see where we are now. We're in settings. You understand? So I'll just go to the side here and click input message. So I'll come and I'll put input message. Asking for a title, but I don't want to put a title. I can decide to write here the message I want to display for users. But like now, I can create this sheet and give it to somebody and say, okay, use this for the attendance for the meeting or something. You get. So the message now, I can say, let's say I wanted to say select a country from the drop down, or let me just say, no, let me even say select a country. Let's say enter a country. So I'll click OK. So you can see here now, the sheet is normal like this, but if I come here and I click just once, you can see this is displaying enter a country for me. So in a situation whereby, let's say the sheet is very large and you are like at the bottom part and you're not sure which one, like this now, you see the way my screen is now, you cannot see the country, you can't see the country column, you can't see their column names again, you can't see their headers, you can only see the, but at least we know that when you click on this, it will tell you. These other ones, and they don't have anything. So I can even make a mistake if I'm not seeing the column. I can make a mistake and go and write country here, not knowing. You understand? Or I have to scroll up and then scroll down again, which is a bit stressful. But this way, you know that everything is sorted out. Anything you click to tell you what to enter. So if I come in and I said, okay, I want to write Great Britain now, for example. Great Britain. If I don't spell it well, if I spell it wrongly, it will. I click enter. Okay. See, it allowed me to write Great Britain because what? Great Britain is already on the list. You get. And that is that. Then for the error, I remember when I entered Nigeria, it gave us an error here. This value doesn't match the data validation restriction defined for this cell. So somebody that doesn't know much about data validation, they might see this as a very confusing language. So you can simplify it. You can enter what you want this error box to display. So all you need to do if you want to do that is just come back, same place. You don't even need to select everything. Just go back to that data validation, click on it. You understand? Then you come to, remember here we are in input message. The first place we came to was settings. The second place, that is settings of where we selected what type of validation we want to do and the source of the validation. The second place we came to was the message you want to display. So you will now come to this third place that you're seeing here, error alert. So you click on error alert. So what message you want to display? Let's say invalid entry. Invalid entry. Please ensure you select a country from the drop down list. So I'll click my OK. So let's try it. Let's try it here. Let's say I enter Nigeria and I click enter. You can see what it wrote there. It said invalid entry. Please ensure you select a country from the drop down list. Please rectify exactly. So this one has saved you a lot of stress in case the person doesn't understand those things it wrote there. So that is for list, you get. So we can do the same for gender. Like we have here now, the gender, we have just female and male. So we can do the same data validation for gender. So if you don't want to copy it, copy and paste. We know that's female and male. Female and male. Sorry. So I'm going to do data validation again. Why is it giving me space?
Sorry, ma. Please,
Yeah, go ahead.
that's I don't know. Can you just please just go through the beginning of the data validation again? I understand towards the video.
I will. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
That's going to do it for gender. Exactly the same thing. The same thing I
Okay.
did. I'm doing the same thing for gender. Then before we do
Right.
something else. Okay, let me just go and copy it again from the source. I want you to just write male and female, which is quite easy and straightforward. But remember what I did the other time? I just copied it. I don't even need to copy. Or let me just go with just two. I can copy just two, so we don't have to delete duplicates all over again. You understand? So I can come here now. You see all these things I'm doing now. That the list I'm using for my data validation here. You don't have to put it close to the cell. You can put it in another sheet and just make reference to it. That is why referencing. That's why there's reference in Excel. It can be in another sheet. You understand? You can name it reference list, and then you can lock the sheet. Nobody has access to it. You can even paint everything there white, the same color with your cell. That way, nobody will even know that is where you got your data from that are using for this validation. So I'm going to do it all over again. So I said we come here. We've done for country. We're going to do for gender now. So we'll come here now, and then we'll select in gender now. We want to select the cells in gender. I'll select everything. Then I went to the data tab in my ribbon. Then under the data tab, I went to data tools group. You understand? So you see this place here where you have data validation. It's not written in, so I think in some versions of Excel you might see it written there, data validation. But in my own version, it's not written there. So you just need to understand that this is the sign for data validation. You get. So I'll click on it. Click on data validation, and you can see what you brought out. It said the selection contains some cells without data validation settings. Do you want to extend data validation to these cells? So I clicked on no. It might not give you that if don't worry, we'll do it on an empty page so you see what I'm talking about. So I've gone back to settings. It started at error alert because error was the last place I was when I worked on the other column. When I worked on country, the last thing I did was to set an error message for country. You get. So I'm not going back. Why I'm telling you this is in case maybe you enter data validation, you are seeing this. Don't get confused. Just look at where it's selected here. And if you want to go and work on the settings, just go straight to the settings. You get. So in this setting, it's asking me for validation criteria. Meaning, what do I want to work with? What kind of data validation do I want to do? So I'll click on any value here. Where you see any value, it might not be any value, it can be whole number, but just click on the arrow beside it. Then you go to list. You understand? So I click on list. And it's asking me the source, meaning where is the source of the list you want to use for this validation. So I'll click on this. I can decide to click on this arrow. If I don't want to click on the arrow, I can still say equal to. Then I'm working with I think there's E25. So for let's just have to try and ensure you lock it. You understand? You lock the cell, the row and the column, which is absolute referencing to avoid story. So working with E25, right? Yeah, E25 to E25 to E26. So I'm going to lock it as well. E26.
Sorry, man.
Go ahead.
Please, this sucks. Do you need to write those number, or you can just click on that arrow to get the source?
You don't have to write. I'm just telling you. I said if you know the number, you don't need to write it. If you know the number, you can write it. If you don't know it, you can just click on this arrow. It's the same thing. When you click on the arrow, you will go to your source, which is this, and then you highlight it. You can see it's the same thing. What I was writing now is the same thing it brought out for you. See what you wrote there?
Yes.
The same $sign and the E. 25 to what? That is E25 to E26. It just locked every. So it's going to be the same thing. If you know the cell name, you don't need to go and copy. Go and select it. But if you don't know it, it's best to select it. So after doing that, I'll enter. So that's the source. So the message I want it to display for me, I've gone to impute message now. I was in settings before, so now I've gone to impute message. The message I want it to display for me. So let's say I want to display enter your gender. Enter your gender.
Excuse me, please. Your screen isn't showing.
It's not showing.
Yes, we've not been following what you are doing since for about 5 minutes.
It's really showing now.
Not everybody.
Okay.
The screen is
So
showing.
that means
Sorry.
It's not showing here. Oh.
Sorry. Refresh your network.
the screen is showing. Check your
Screen is
network.
showing.
Sorry, please. If your screen is not showing, very simple thing. Refresh your screen. Just refresh your screen or refresh the page. It will work. Thank you very much. Mrs. Almost said that your mic is muted. Please unmute.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't know I was muted. So I wrote enter your gender because that is the message I wanted to display. So after that, next thing I want is the error message. You can decide to put it. If you don't want to put it, you can still leave it like that. You understand? you can just work with only the settings. But to make it easy for your user, it's best to just do that. So the error I wanted to display is, let's say I want to display, or do you guys have any suggestion? I want you to put gender not on list. If you can just write it down. You can write it in the
Like,
I'll see it.
please enter a specific gender. Please enter a
Okay.
specific gender.
I want to put gender not on list before. Well, it's okay. Let's do it. Yes. Please enter a specific gender. Specific gender. So I'm going to click OK. So if I come here now, you can see I've not done anything. Assuming now I could not see I've moved it up. So assuming now I could not see the column. I don't know what to put. You understand? So I just come here and I just click on it. Sorry, it's moved me up. So I just click on it and it's telling me to enter my gender. So I know this is definitely the column for gender. So I can decide to write, let's say I want to write, let's say I want to write female now, for example. So it will take female from me. Because female is what? Female is on the list. If I say I want to write guy, and I click enter, you see? It didn't take that. It said, please enter a specific gender, because that is my error message I put there. So I can still come here if I don't want to stretch myself to type, which most times you guys should have experienced. When you are filling some forms and there are drop downs there, you just quickly click on it. You don't need to. Okay, enter a valid gender. It's okay. The most important thing is you understand the concept, so you can do it on your own sheet, Mr. Collins. So I can click male here. I can even still come here where there was female before, and I'll just still change it to male, or I change it to female, whichever. But we know that is sorted, so you can't put anything that is not on my list. So there are other data validation rules you can actually still use. So let's say for the name now, I want to use another rule. I want to use another criteria. So I'm going to select. I've selected all the cells now for the name. For data validation, I will still go to the data tab in the ribbon. The data tab. So I'll go to data tools. This is my data validation sign. I click on it. You see this. Okay, I said I was going to show you guys this thing another, so I'll do it after this. So I clicked on that data validation. I'm going to click no, because I don't want this same thing. Now, if I click yes now, it's possible the settings I put for this particular column will override the other ones I've done. I've already done data validation for the gender, I've done for the country. So if I go and select yes now, it's possible it's going to override all this one. So I'll just leave it with no. So it's asking me for settings now. It took me to error. So once you see the error come out like this, just simply go back to settings. Don't be afraid of this X. I know this X can be scary. The X will look like there's an error or you've done something. So just look around. Anytime you see an X, always look around to ensure that it doesn't really mean you've done something wrong. So you just go to your settings here. You click on settings. So let's say for this one, I want to work with text length. We worked with lists just now. So let's say I want to work with text length, for example. So I click on text length, meaning I want it to fall within a particular range. Text is the word, like the alphabet, the number of the text. You guys understand what I'm trying to say. So I cannot choose the kind of rule I want it to follow. Do I want it to be between a particular range? Let's say I want it to be the word that is your name, your surname. It's like saying your surname must fall. If I work with between now, it's like saying your surname must fall between a particular length. Let's say I say the minimum now is 2. The minimum now is 2. The maximum is 6. You understand? Meaning the minimum length that it will take is 2, and the maximum length to take is 6. Anybody now that goes to put their surname near, their surname is longer than 6 alphabets, it will flag it as an error. You understand? let's say for Collins now, Collins is a 7 alphabet name. It has 7 alphabets. So if you go and enter Collins, now if I work with this particular rule, I will enter Collins, it's going to flag it. So let's just try it out. Then we'll do other ones. So let's say the name, the message I want is enter your surname. Enter your surname. Then the error alert. Let's say can say the error alert can be the length. This is just to guide. You see, this input message and the error, they are to guide your user, the person you are creating this sheet for. It could also be for yourself, because you can do some things and then forget later. So it will also guide you with what you are doing. So you can say the length of your name must fall within this range. Within this range. You can have in brackets minimum 2 letters, comma, maximum 6 letters. So I'll close my bracket and then I'll click OK. You can even decide if you don't want it to show stop. Remember our own was showing, so you can decide which you can. Somebody can't hear me. Can you guys hear me? Okay, I'm not on mute. Hope you can hear me. Just thumbs up if you can.
Yes, we can. We
Yes,
can.
hear you.
Okay. So if you don't want it to display the X like the X does, then you can still come here and you can try to customize it. You can decide you want it to be like a warning sign. You understand, to display this. If you don't want it to show the X, although we don't really pay attention to that, but it does work. Okay. Then information, if you want it to just take note of what you're saying, you don't want it to scare your user. Okay, let's use this particular sign. So I click OK. So if I come here now, remember the minimum is 2, the maximum is 6. So it has told me to enter my surname. So let's say I enter what do I enter now? Say I want to enter Collins. So Collins is 7 words. So I enter Collins and click enter. You can see it. The error has come out. The message has come out. The length of your name must fall within this range. Minimum 2 letters, maximum 6 letters. But let's say I entered a name like Tega, for example. Tega is a 4-letter word. So you can see it took Tega. You get it took Tega. If I say I should enter two letters, like BM now, for example, you can see it. Minimum is 2. That is why it took it. If I come here and I enter B, sorry, why is it writing BM for me? I enter B, for example, you can see it. The length of your name must fall within this range. Minimum 2 letters, maximum 6 letters. So B is just 1 letter, and 1 letter is less than 2. Assuming I put minimum as 3 letters, it would have rejected this BM I put here. You get, so I want to also change.
Sorry, ma.
Please mute your mic. Who's this?
Ma, I'm trying the thing here, but when I put Collins, it showed me that message, but it accepted it in the cell. It's still there. It did not remove it.
How many L's did you put in your Collins? Maybe you want to put.
Okay, I use 2L.
Count it now. Count what you wrote there. Collins is 7
letter.
But if you remove 1 L, that's probably your error.
It's 2L I use. You accepted it. I just clicked OK and it's there.
You use 2 L's?
Yes, 2L.
Okay, we'll go through it again. So you
but
just.
If I click it, it's still telling me I'm supposed to. If I click enter, and it's still telling me showing the error, but the letter is there.
Be loud now.
I don't understand. Explain. I don't understand
Okay, what I'm saying is that. Okay, what I'm saying is that I entered
what?
Collins. I entered Collins, and it displayed that it's supposed to be between 2 and 6. The letters, the length of the words. But I clicked OK. After clicking OK, I was expecting the columns not to display, but it's still displayed on the name column.
Meaning you went
Exactly,
to
the
enter.
thinking.
Oh, well, you guys can see mine.
Mm.
See, I put Collins here.
Type call.
I clicked
Yes.
Spell the columns you put now. Spell it.
COLLINS.
Yeah, click
If I
OK.
click OK, oh,
Okay. So you see what
no,
it is.
it's not supposed to take it though. It's supposed to delete it.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying.
Not supposed to take it. Let's try something. It's not supposed to take it though, but I will find out the possible fix for that. But it's not supposed to be. Not supposed to be. But let's try. We can try
From
another.
what
Yeah, we can try another.
Hello, madam.
Yes, go ahead.
I notice here. What I notice here is not accepting it. It's only highlighting it for you to retry. Because if you click enter, it will flag the error. And where your cursor will be is on retry. If you press enter, it will take you back to that place with the colors highlighted for you to retry it. If you click enter again, it will still flag the error. It's not accepting it.
Mine accepted it here. It's just that if you click it, take it, or if you click cancel, even cancel, it's supposed to delete it. I wonder why it's like that. But regardless, even if you don't want to, there are other rules you could use. You understand? Let me go back and check it out. Hold on. Information, sure. Let's go there. It might be something from here with it. It's not supposed to take it though. Okay, so what will happen is we could try another rule if that's not working.
Try to use that
Yeah, I can
error
hear you. Go ahead.
message, that error symbol to see if that one can be able to, like that error symbol, instead of using this hair, and try if it can work.
Let's see. I click. Okay. And you're right.
Be audible, please. Be audible.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I think it was because we used that. It was because we used that symbol. Can you?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Hello.
Voila.
Hello.
I said.
Hello.
Okay, ma, we are with you, ma.
Okay. So see what happened here. See what happened here. When we click the data validation, thank you, whoever that person was, that it was. So this style here, the three styles here, we have stop, we have warning, and we have information. Thank you. Yeah. So we have stop, we have warning, and we have information. You understand? So when you select information, it will display it for you. It will display it for you. It will take it, but for your own information, know that what you are doing is wrong. You understand? So that is what this particular sign will tell you. Meaning, this is what it is. So I've told you. Yes, exactly. Information is permissive. Yes, but just know that what you are doing is not what's supposed to be there. Then warning. Let's try and see if warning is also going to allow it. So I'm going to work with warning now, and I'll click OK. You get so. Let's enter Collins. But it's best to always use the stop so it doesn't just give you issues. So you can see what warning displayed. So the length of your name must fall within this range. Minimum 2 letters, maximum 6 letters. Continue, yes or no. We get information just now. It didn't give you the option of yes or no. It just told you that this is the problem here. Please mute your mic. Please mute your mic. Hello. Yeah, thank you. So this is for warning. Warning just it will give you an option to either continue or not. But it is wise when you're working with it, since you just want to control whatever the person is entering. So it's best for you to use the stop. But the whole purpose of it is to control what is being entered. So the 2 to 6 is working. We can try another one. We can try not between. Let's know what could not be. Let's say you can try greater than, for example. So greater than, we have a minimum of what? 2. Let's work with a minimum of 3. Let's work with a minimum of 3, for example, using greater than. So I come here now and I put BM like I put before. This is supposed to take this. Oh, I removed it. Hold on, guys. I'm going back to the data validation. Okay, I think it's because I didn't select everything. I'm going to redo it all over again. Are you guys with me? I'm going to read it all over again. So I'm going to text length again. I'm going to text length again, and I want to work with greater than, meaning anything less than 3, it won't take it. So our error message, not error message, the message to display is what? Enter your surname. Enter your surname. Then the error alert is your surname must have more than 3 alphabets. Very straightforward. So we click OK. So to delete this. So we click OK. If I come in and I write BM, you can say it's not allowing it. So anything less than, it's not allowed. So that is very straightforward. You can also work with numbers as well. So we're done with the name, we've done gender, we've done country. This serial number, I don't think we need to do for that. Let me just to be sure. You know, why I put it there in the first place. And yet, so for 10 to show that we needed just 10 people on the list. So we've done for name, we've done gender, we've done country. So you can come in now and want to do, let's do ID. Let's do ID now, for example. So I'll go to my data validation first. Meanwhile, I want you guys to also notice something. Let me close this. You notice something now. If you come to this ID, I'm going to view this. Can you guys see my screen? If you notice the ID, we have here, the ID here falls between, let's say, I think the smallest here is 1,258. So we can say the ID range can be between 1,200 and let's say the highest here is 6,500, 1,200 and 7,000. For example, so anybody's ID that is not within that range, you can take it. Let's try and do that. So I'll go back. I'm still going to the data tab in my ribbon. So I'm going to data tools, this particular okay, so I'm going to click on it and tell it no. So I'm going to my settings back. So I want to work with whole number. Can you hear me? I want to work with whole number. So it's asking me for, I clicked between. You can choose greater than, you can choose anything you want. It's your own choice. You get, but I want to work with between. So we know that the ID falls between 1,200 and 7,000. So we don't need anything that is not there. So the message here can be enter your ID. Enter your ID. Then the error alert can be your ID must fall between 1,200, just to guide the user, 1,200 and 7,000. So I'll click OK. So if somebody comes here now and the person enters 8,000, it's going to give an error. You understand? So that is the whole idea of data validation. But if you come here now, you put your 2,000 to take it. If you also want it to fall, to ensure that you restrict it fully, to only these people, only these IDs here. You know what you can do? All you need to do is just what? Use a list. You understand? Use a list, then select this, the way we did for the gender and the country. Use a list, then select this, and only if the person writes this exact ID that will enter there. But if you don't want to do that, you want to work with numbers, then all well and good. But if I was the one creating a sheet and I know that the people I want to attend this event, I will ensure that I work with lists, you understand? So you just go there, check for your ID, and that's that. You can also do the same. You can also do it for time as well. There's a time part there. Select that. So we have data validation. No. So we can work with time. So you can see time there. So the time, let's say 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock end time. So anybody that comes within this time to not take the person. So you can actually just work on the sheet and it be like you are coding. 8 o'clock to, let's say, 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock, for example. Okay, we don't need to do all that. We'll move to the next thing shortly. So the person comes in now and the person puts in 5 o'clock. It's going to reject it. So that's it, basically. Yeah, I can go. I can hear you.
Please excuse me.
But if you go ahead.
For this list, for the gender, female and male, that we reference in this the column here, and we validated it.
Yes.
Now, if by mistake we delete this list of gender here, which is this male and this female that is outside the box that we use that we reference, does it mean that the validation for that column in this table will not be effective again?
It's not supposed to affect it though, because you can also, the way it is now, you can decide to still type it like, we reference the cell, right? We can decide to still type it. You understand? Type female and male. But let's delete it, yeah?
Yeah, that's true.
Let's delete it. It's already the time, sorry. So let's delete it so you see it. So I'll come here, work with. Okay, can you see? Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can see it.
Yes, we can hear you.
So you can see what happened, right?
Yeah, I can.
Hello? You can see it deleted.
Yes.
It's no longer there again. But to avoid this kind of issue, you can still just copy it and go and paste it there. You get that? Means you just write the list there. Let me do this. So instead of working with this range, that is why most times if I want to do something like this, I usually use another sheet. And I just reference it. Okay. But it's easier to reference a cell because when you are working with a lot of data, you will not be able to write it. But we can also do it the other way. Let me show you. So we can come here now, select everything as we did before. I'll go to data validation. So this source here. So instead of working with that source we have there, remember your quotation mark that we used before. So we can say female, comma, male. That way you wouldn't have to reference anything. So I'll click my OK. So it's not working with this cell again. So I can delete this cell. Let me delete it. It's not working with that cell again. So if I come here, you can see it. Can you see it? But it's like you don't even need to even add your quotation. Can you see what is here? Who asked that question?
Yes, I can. I did.
So exactly. So you don't need to do, but I feel it's best though. But if you can copy it and paste, all well and good. You do whichever suits you. You can do whichever suits you.
Ma, please.
So
I want to ask a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
And my own is this serial number. I typed 1, and when I draw that something that to change to cross, it will just give me 1111.
You have to write 1, then you write 2. You write 1, you write 2, then you select both, and then you come to the edge. So it will know that the next one is greater than the previous one by 1. So it will just be adding. It will come here 2 plus 1, it will give you 3. 3 plus 1, it will give you 4.
All right, exactly. It's fixed. Thank you, ma.
All right. So we're done with that. Now we'll be doing data management. So for data
Hello,
management,
ma.
yeah, go
Hello,
ahead.
ma.
Yes,
Please,
I can hear you.
is it possible for you to please try to make use of another sheet in referencing those data?
Yes, you can. Yes, you
So
can.
that
You
we
can do.
can. Okay, please kindly do
Okay,
that for us.
okay, hold on. So let's say we have it here. Let's say we're working with female. We're working with male. For example, so we have our data validation here. So I want to select everything. Select everything from here. I'll go here. So for my source, I've entered it. I'll just come to this one here. And then I'll go to my sheet. Can you see it has changed? It has shown you the sheet name. Assuming I name this sheet now, validation sheet. It will show validation sheet. So it has shown me sheet 1. In sheet 1, what do I want to reference? I want to reference this to. So I'll just select it. And I'll click enter. You can see. So I'll click my OK. There's a problem, not trying to let me see. Okay, it wrote the sheet 1 twice. Hold on. Okay, so I just click my OK, and that's it. So you can see it's female, male. I referenced the other sheet. I referenced the sheet. You can even
Please,
sum.
can you do that again, please?
Okay. We have a lot to do today, guys. So I'm selecting it again. I went to data validation. So this place where it said source, I clicked on that sign, and then I went to sheet 1. You can see it brought out sheet 1 for me. And then I selected what I want, and I clicked enter. So you can see it here. It has brought it, meaning equal to
Correct.
sheet.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
So I clicked my OK, and it worked. So that's it for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So we're going to data management now. So for under data management, we're working with sorting data, filtering data, and using conditional formatting to highlight data. So what is sorting? Sorting is the arranging of your data set in a particular order. It could be ascending or descending. And you could decide to sort based on different criteria by using custom sort. Filtering is a process of selecting only the desired amount of data, only the desired data from a data set. That is removal of unwanted data. I know that is self-explanatory. Then we're also going to work on advanced filtering. This involves the filtering of data set based on a specific range. it offers you the option to copy the filter data to another location on your Excel workbook. So advanced filtering allows for multiple conditions. Same thing. It's very similar. It's the same thing with. It's similar to filtering, just that this one allows you to copy it to another location on your sheet. So let's go to our data set. So this is data set here. I sent this data set today, so I believe everyone should have. So if you want to sort this data here, or you want to sort, all you need to do is you click on it. You click on it. When you click on it, you go to your home tab, and then you can see this sign here. You can see this sign here. Can you guys see my screen? You can see this sign here. So let's say for what we want to do now, because my is on first name, please mute your mic.
Can't see it.
So sir,
You can't see it.
so sir, someone, I don't want, please mute your mic. Okay, thank you, Arinze. So like this one now, if you want to sort this data based on the first name, all you need to do, you go to your home tab. From your home tab, you go to the editing group. So you just click on sort and filter, then you click on sort A. You understand? You click on sort there. I'm coming. Let me go back to see what happened. So you can come here when you click sort A to Z. Sort A to Z here means you should sort it from lowest to highest. That means you should sort it in ascending order. You can see what happened. Let me undo this so you see the difference. You can see the first one here was Dulce, because I'm working with first name. Dulce's last name was Jibril. So I selected it and I went to home. I want to sort it based on first name. So I want the first name here to start with A, and all the details for that particular last name will come out. You get, so it will be easy for me to identify people. So let's say this was like a data set now of employees. Coming to look for people here now will be very, very cumbersome, very stressful. You get, because Belinda is here now. I might not know Belinda is here. I might just be checking. I'll just scroll and just be going. And you understand, it could be longer than this. This is just how many? This is just 50 rows here. It could be more than that. It could be 8,000. You cannot be going through. So to make your life easier, you can just decide to sort it. So if you want to sort it, just go to the home tab, then you go to editing group, and then if you want to sort it from lowest to highest, you can work with A to Z. So once you do that A to Z, it will sort it based on that, which is very. I need to show my ribbon. Okay, I think this is better. Hold on, guys. Okay, so it's sorted it for me. Angel is A. So if I don't want to sort it based on Angel, now let's say I want to sort it based on age. Although Angel still has the. I want to control it. So let's say I want to sort it based on age or based on ID. I'll just come to ID, click on ID, and I'll go to sort. So I want to work with from the smallest. You can see it. We started from ID 1,250, and Angel now is no longer the first one because Angel does not have the lowest ID. Is this person? So
Sorry, ma.
yeah, go ahead.
Can you please go back to that home from the home so that because what you are doing now, I can't understand.
Okay.
When
Hold
you
on.
click on the home, the home.
See, if you want to know where I am on my ribbon, I remember I told you guys that this whole place is a ribbon. If you want to know where you are on a ribbon, like now, I can be anywhere, I can be on data, but I am not on data. I am on home. That is why you are seeing this line here. If I am on data, the line will change. Can you see? If I am on view, the line will change. Then if I'm here, you just know that if you want to know where am I selecting, I'm selecting something, which tab is she selecting from? Just look at where this line is, and then you will know. So this is what I did. I clicked on what I wanted to work with. Let's say I want to work with age. I want to sort it based on age. You understand? I want to show me data from the youngest person to the oldest person. So I'll click on age, which is the column. Because all these things are located side by side, so it's taking them as one range of a range of data. You understand? So I'll click on age column, then I'm going to the home tab. So I'm clicking on the home tab now. From home tab, I'm going to the editing group. Look at where my cursor is. My cursor is here. I'm going to the editing group. Now I'm clicking on sort. So I want to sort it based on the age. I will now click from the smallest. So can you see? Obviously, now the youngest person now is Lester Protru from France. You understand? And his ID is 6574. If I wanted to sort based on last name, I can also do that. If I want to sort based on age, if I want to sort it from the largest, from the oldest person now to the small, I'll just come to sort largest to smallest, and then I click on it. So you can see it. It showed me 58. Nerieda Magwood now is the oldest person. Yeah, and she's from the United States. So I think that one is very clear. So this is my data the way it was before. Then for the filtering, if you want to filter as well, just click on your data. Click on anywhere in the data. You understand? Your data set, click on anywhere there. Then you go to see that home tab. I'm on my home tab. So you go to the home tab. You go to home tab, and then you will go to that editing group. Same place you saw sorting just now. And then you will go here and you click filter. I've clicked filter now. Can you see what happened there? Let me zoom in so you guys will see. Hold on. So I've clicked filter. Can you see this stuff here? Can you see this thing here?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. It wasn't there before. It's because I wanted to filter. I'll do it again. So Ctrl Z. I'll do it again so you guys will just see it. So what I did was I clicked on somewhere in my data set. I just clicked, let's say I clicked on Abu. So in my home tab, the home tab, I went to sort and filter. Then I clicked on it. And then I went to this place where they wrote filter. And then I click. You understand? So immediately I click on it, you can see this stuff that appeared. So this stuff here now, this arrow down here, beside all the header names, all the headers, all the column names. So if I click on it, it will give me a list of all the unique items in the column. That's all the unique names in the columns. You understand? You guys understand what I mean by unique, right?
Yup. Yes, we do.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, we do.
That's without duplicate. So to show me everything. So let's say now I want to see only people that are in the United States. All I need to do now is I go to that my filter, this drop down that is here. I click on it, then I will unclick this. I'll click this this select all, so to remove the selection for the rest, and then I'll just go and click only the United States. So once I click only the United States, I click my OK. So it will give me the data for people that are in the United States. Can you see? So these are the people that are in the United States alone. Why is this like this? Sorry. Okay. These are the people that are in the United States alone. So this one is very very straightforward. If I say 2, I want to see let's say I want to see only people that are 40 years, for example. I can just come here and I'll click 40 and I click OK. So you can see only one person is 40. You understand? If I say now I want to see people that are older than 40, so all I need to do is I'll just select all these other ones. I'll remove the mark from there. So I'm going to go down. I think I should have just worked on the beginning. I just click that selector just now. Okay, so this now is going to show me only people that are within this age range from 40 to 58. So I click OK, and you can see it. So that's that for filtering. Then advanced filtering. Advanced filtering here. What advanced filtering does is it will allow you to filter it, but it will not be here. So this original data will be left here while you filter in another location. Understand? So it will allow you, it's like it's copying the data you have filtered to another place. And how do you do that? You will tell it the column you want it to, you tell Excel the column you want it to use, or the columns. Then you will tell it what value do you want that column to have. Like now, remember when we selected this one, I said when we had a filter here just now, I wanted to see only female. So I selected only female just now. But this one now, instead of selecting, you will just copy the column name and you will copy the value you want it to display. So let's say we want to see only the female now in this particular data set. We want to see we want to get the information of all the female here. So what I need to do now is I will select gender. Or if I don't want to select, I can still just write it. Let me just write it here. But most times it's best to select because sometimes there can be some time when maybe there is space here. Although when we're doing cleaning, you guys will see all those. There's like a space here. And then you now want to write gender there. Whereas you wrote gender, you didn't put the same space. So it will give you an error and you won't know what the problem is. So most times for me, I like to copy the column name from the column itself if I have to do that. You get, so let's say I copy gender. Okay, we can see female here. So I'll just come to another place. If I want to do it in another sheet too, it's still my choice. But we'll use this particular sheet as well. So I'll come in and I'll click, I'll paste my gender here. Then I can put the gender I want it to display. I want it to show me all the females in that particular data set. So I'll click female. I'll write female. So I've written female. If I want to start, this is the criteria. This is the criteria. This criteria I've put here. I've put my gender. I put female, meaning I want to see all the female in this data set. So what I can do is I can come in, I will click anywhere in data set. Then I will go to data. It's one of the most used tab by data analysts. So I'll use this data here. This data now, I will go to, you can see here, you have sort and filter. You can still, that filter we did just now, this filtering we did that was in the home tab, you can still see it here. That's how you know that really this place is like the home of data analysts. This is where most of them go to, the data tab. Why you use the other ones for other things, but most times you work with home, you work with data tab. And when you're not working on your dashboard, you now work with insert. So those are like the major tabs you use. So after going to the data tab, I'm going to sort and filter. So in sort and filter, I won't click filter. Instead of clicking filter like we did before, the former one will click, I won't click filter. I will click advanced. So once I click advanced now, you can see what it did. it has selected. Look at if you can, you guys could because I thought you guys cell reference. You can see the range, the list range, the range of cells selected from A1 to H51. So this one should tell you that you can see the first one here, A1. This is A1. So it means it's selected from A1 to where? H51. Let's see where H51 is. H51 is here. So that means this is what it did. It went from the beginning, selected everything, all the columns. So it selected from A1 to H51. That is why you are seeing it here, which is what we want. That is the data set we want to work with. This first side is you are seeing here is list range, meaning where is the data you want to filter. This is the data I want to filter. So that's why you can see it here, list range. I selected it for you. Then you now go to the next cell. The next cell now is what? Criteria range, meaning where can I find your criteria that we use in filtering this data that is here. So you will now come down and then look for it. This is the criteria that was here. So I can delete it. What is here now is wrong. So come in, I will just delete what is here. You understand? Then I will go to the cell I have my criteria and then I will select it. Can you see? So I've selected it. You can see immediately I selected it, changed it. It changed from it was empty before. Now it's showing P32 to P33, which is this cell here. So the other thing you're also supposed to look at now is what do you want to do? Do you want to filter it in this place, or you want to copy to another location? You understand? But we don't want to filter here. That is why we're using advanced filter. We want to copy to another location. You click copy to another location. You understand? So that is why you now see this space now is open for you to edit. Before it was like this. If we are doing it like this, okay, you know what? Let's do it like this so you guys will see it. So I've selected the list and I've selected the criteria. You understand? So I'll click OK. So you can see what happened. Can you see what happened here? Can you see it? Can you guys see the data? We have only female. We have only female here. You understand? But this is not what we want. You get? We want it to put it in another location for us. So what we're now going to do is we can even use male. Let's use male because it seems the male here are very few. The male here are very few. So let's work with male. Let's work with male. So I'm going to go back again. So I clicked on somewhere in this data set since they're all joined together. Then I went to the data tab and I clicked on advanced. So after clicking on advanced, it's asking me, do I want to filter in place, which is what we did before, or want to copy to another location? We've already done filtering in place, so we don't want to do that again. We want to copy it to another location. So I'll click that. We already see that this one now is correct. A1 to H51, which is the initial data that was there. We don't want to work with that again. You understand? So it's asking, we don't want to change this because it's correct. Then it's asking me for the criteria range, meaning what do I want to use in filtering this data that has been selected here. It's telling me here now O34 to O35. I don't think that is where our criteria is. Let me go down. I'm going to click on it now. I'm clicking on it. So it can allow me to see. That is not where our data is. You can see this is where our data is. It's selecting here. But this is not what we want to use. This is where we want to use gender male. So I'll just go there and I'll select my gender male. I click enter. So it's asking me copy to. Where do I want to copy it to? I should select where I want to copy it. So I'm going to delete here now. And I will click on this arrow beside it. I will go and pick where I want to copy it here. You get? Or I can say I want to copy it here. Anywhere I want to copy, but I've chosen here, I want to copy it here. So I'll click enter. And then I will say OK. So can you see it now? Can you guys see it? You can see it, right? So this one now has given me. This one now has
Yes, we
given
can see.
good. So this one now has given me the list of all the mail. Has given me the details of all the mail in this data. In this data set. Let's say now it wasn't only the mail I actually wanted. I wanted only the mail that were in France. Do you understand? I wanted only the mail that were in France. You get? I can come here now. I can still work with the same criteria. I can come here now and work with country. It's not always best. It's always best to copy the distance because there can be some minor error there. But let's work with like that. So I'm going to work with country as the header. So I want only the mail that are in France. So I'll write France here. France. I'll write France here. So we're going to do it all over again. But what we'll do is we'll do the advanced. We'll copy it to this place here. We'll use like this cell here. So we're going to do the same thing all over again. We'll work with the same criteria range and the rest of. I'm going to come to my data set. I'll click on anywhere there. Then I'm going to my data tab. Remember, my data tab, I'm going to work with advanced. I'm in this sort and filter group. I'm going to work with advanced. So I'm clicking on advanced now. You can see it's selected. You know, anything is showing here is actually what you can see written here is correct. Is because we selected inside the cell. Assuming we didn't select inside the cell, and maybe we're just somewhere outside there, you can still come here and just to go back. You just click on it. You come to this arrow beside it. When you click on the arrow, you now select it from the beginning down to the end and then down. You understand? So remember, we're working with copy to another location. So I'll click copy to another location here. Now it's asking me for my criteria range. I'm going to delete what is here. Let's go and work with our criteria there. So our criteria is in P what now? I think P32, but regardless, I can just select it. So these are our criteria range here. So I'll click enter. Then it's asking me where do I want to copy this thing to? Remember I said I want to copy it to the bottom. If you want to see copy to another sheet, you can still do that too. But I've not created another sheet. Once I do it to this data clean, or I can assuming maybe I created another sheet here. I just use plus and I create another sheet. I can just go to that sheet as you have copy to here. You just select enter here and then you click your cross to take you to that sheet. But we're not doing that. So I think we're going to work with somewhere under here. So I will just go here. I want to write it here. So I'll just click here. So that way I want it to copy the data to. That is the data to. This unique records only. Assuming maybe you know that they are duplicates and you don't want to copy duplicates, you can decide to click unique records only. You understand? But we don't have to work with that here. So we just click our OK. And then let's go down and see what it gave us. So you can see what it gave us. Can you guys see? So it gave us Philippe.
Yes, we can see it.
Philippe Gent from France. These are the this one now is just from France. You understand? So I think we can also say we want to work with age. For example, let's say you want men from France that are aged 21 and 20. Let's say you want to display now only Lester and Angel, for example. So, and their ages here are what? 21 and 24. So I can come here now, this same place here. You don't have to do it here. You can also change where you have your criteria. You can have to write everything here, wherever it is, even if it's towards the ending of the sheet, no problem. As far as you know where it is, you know the right reference. So we have age here. We have for age here, we have 21 and 24. So let's say we want 21 and we want 24. And 124. So it's the same process we'll do. So we'll say click anywhere here. You go to your data tab, you go to advanced, You have the range. You click here, copy to another location. It's asking for the criteria. So I will go now and go and select my criteria. Let me clear what is here so I ensure that I'm selecting the right thing. So we have, sorry, we have this here. We have this here. I'll click enter. So copy to. Where do you want to copy it to? I want to copy it here. Right? So I'll click enter and I'll say okay. So let's go down now and see what it gave us. Oh, we did something it wasn't supposed to do. Is this United States? Yeah. So it looks like it overread something. Okay. Well, can you guys see what it gave us here? Hello.
Hi, we are here.
Hello,
But
ma.
this isn't what I really wanted to. I wanted it to give yeah,
Can
this
we
is
go
what
to this thing? I
can we
think
do what?
it didn't select on country again. Maybe it forgot about France and just went to any guy under 21,
Yeah,
24.
I think that it did, yes. I think that's what it did. But that's not what I want.
But that's not what we wanted.
Let me go down.
The main reason was that you selected 24 years, and under the country there was NT. You didn't pull country under the country. Didn't pull the specific country. Under
Under
the
it?
gender, yes, you didn't specify any country. So the moment he
No, I
was able to
selected
collect, you put 24 years, but he put which country is going to select under France.
okay.
Under that 24 years.
That's true. So I was
That's
supposed
the
to
reason just pick any other country.
supposed to complete everything. And I also want to work with the male as well. Male. Okay, so that's that. So let's do it again. So I'm clicking this. So from here now, I'm going to advanced again, like we said. So we have this. We're using copy to another location. We have our criteria range. We have our criteria range. So I'm going to go here now. I'm going to select it. Okay. Okay, and that's that. So I've clicked enter. So where do I want to copy it to? I don't want to copy it. If I click on that other cell, it's going to give us an error. So I'm going to go down. And I'll click here and I click my enter. Okay. Okay, so this is what we really wanted. Hello? Can you guys hear me? Okay,
So of
good.
course we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
That's
Yes.
what we really wanted. That is the whole concept of advanced filtering.
I think, sorry, excuse me. I
Go
think one of the things, one of the take out from this we just did is that we just if you don't define what you want, like as you left it blank, except just assume that you take from anywhere.
Yeah, you pick from anywhere. Yeah, exactly.
From the data set.
Yes, exactly. So I believe this is clear. Or does anybody need me to repeat this step again? No. Okay. So we're good to go. So now we're going to conditional.
Please, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I did mine, but it was giving me adding another age range to it, like 36 and 38. I don't know.
Why? Did you select only here? Did you ensure that all the cells were filled in? That is, the row was filled in. Hello? Is it exactly the way mine looks like now? Hello?
Kima, please, I have a question.
Go ahead.
The age range is there, the gender is there, and the country is there too.
All right. Sorry. Guys, can we be a little bit punctual and accurate with the way we ask our question? If you have a question, kindly resolve.
We've lost you, Instructor Gospel. The one that can't hear. Hello, can you guys hear me? Hello.
Yes, we can, man. The question I
Yes,
wanted to
ma'am.
ask.
Can hear you.
Okay. Go ahead. That's your question.
Hello, ma, I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, ma, in that place we use the age as 21 and 24. Can't we eventually give you like a range, maybe 21 to 24? Eventually on that age fall within that or between that 21 and 24. Or like say 21 to 24 or like 21 to 30. We have to be listing them 21, 22 according to the data set.
Yes. You could also try it on your own though, but you have to list it because it's just the way you saw when I did the regular filtering here. When I did the regular filtering here, although there's a way you can use a function, or you can use a function to call it somewhere else, but that one is a long story. But it is possible, not that it's not possible. But I don't think it works for advanced filtering. It's possible it works too, but I don't know about it. But if you remember when I did the filtering here, I had to unselect them individually. You understand? Or unless maybe you want to do I think custom filter, you now work with top 10, you understand, or top 5. You get, but for this one now, advanced filter. So let's go to conditional formatting. Conditional formatting is a feature that automatically changes the appearance of cells based on specific conditions. So it's like saying if you want it's like saying you can set a condition that if you want, let's say you want all the cells that are greater than 50, that have numbers greater than 50 to be green, you can do that. You get, so you can use conditional formatting to do that. You can say you want all the cells. Let's say you are a teacher now. You have a data set like this of students, and you want to know people that passed well, people that failed, and people that had average. So you can like set it in a way that people that passed, let's say the pass mark is like 70. So people that had like 70, their scores should be painted green. People that had 50 to 60, their score should be painted let's say blue. Then people that scored 50 and below, it should be red. So you could use conditional formatting to do that. For this one, I will do that with the age. Okay, so all I need to do now, I'll just select the age. Let me use filtering to see the age range here first. I'm coming. So let's see the age. Okay. So you can see, okay, we have from 21. So let's say we want to divide this age range now. Want a color for 21 to 29, then 31 to 40, and there. But we can use conditional formatting to do that. So all you need to do is you just select it. Then you go to your home tab. You select the cell you want to work with, that is the column you want to work with. You go to your home tab. Under your home tab, you go to styles. Then you click on conditional formatting. Do you understand? So you can now come here and write highlight cell rules, for example. So I click cell rule, highlight cell rule. I can say greater than here. So I think this is the middle number. We can say, okay, we want the ages that are greater than 40. There's people that are older than 40. We want their age to be colored yellow. So I click OK. So you can see it. So instead of me training my eyes to look for people that are 40, I can just see it here. You get? I can just see it here. So while it's still selected, I can still say, okay, people that are, let's go here, that are between. I clicked on, remember where I went to? I went to the home tab. From the home tab, I went to styles group, and I went to conditional formatting. So under conditional formatting, for me, I went to highlight cell rules. Remember, I've already done greater than 40 should be yellow. So I can come here and I see under that highlight cell rules. I can come and say between. So I can say people between. We have 40 already yellow. So let's say 30 and 39. 30 and 39. So I'll put 30 here as the lowest number, then 39 here. Then I want to fill them with, let's say we've already filled with yellow. Let's say we can fill them with green. So we have okay. So you guys can see it. So between 30, all the ages that fall between 30 and 39, I fill them with green. You get. Then I can also say ages that fall. I'll go back to that while still selected. I'll go back to conditional formatting. I'll come here. I can say less than. Get. So I can come here and say people that fall that are younger than 30 years, they should be painted red. And then I'll click it. And then I'll click it. So you can see here. You can see here the only place not the only one not colored here now is this 40. And that's because I used greater than 40. I didn't work with greater than or equal to. So let me go back and work with greater than 39 instead. Greater than 39 should be yellow. But you guys are following me. Is there anybody that is lost to what I'm doing? Okay, good.
I'm lost though.
Okay, so I'll go back again. So I said I'll go back to the definition and then we'll call it a day. Conditional formatting is a feature that automatically changes the appearance of cells based on specific conditions. That one is very straightforward. So what I did was, this is the range of cells I want to work on. I want to edit. You understand? So I just selected from top to bottom. You get. Then I went to conditional formatting, and I went to highlight cell rules. So I started with, I wanted people that were called that are older than 39 years old. I wanted their cells to be painted yellow. Or let me say green. So I wanted their cells, no, this is yellow. I wanted their cells to be painted green. So I just wrote the name here, 39 years, with is what do you want to fill that cell? What color do you want to fill that cell with? I want to be filled with green. And I clicked OK. So if you come here now, you can see it. All the people that are older than 39. This GAT, this Libby, all of them that are older than 39, you can see that their own cells are painted green. You get. Then if I also want to change it, I can go back to that conditional formatting and I'll click on highlight cell rules. So I want to work with between. Now we already have greater than 39. So I want to work with between. So let's say people that are between 30 and 39. 30 and 39. Paint their cells yellow. So I click OK. Can you see it? 32, 36. These are the people, these are their ages. Like I'm trying to group them based on age. You get. Then while still selected, I'll still come back to my conditional formatting and say, okay, I want people that are less than 30. Less than 30. Less than 30. Paint them with red, light red. You can see the color here, light red fill with dark red text. So I click OK. And then you can see it. So I've just formatted this cell. I can still decide and say, okay, I want to add arrows. Some bosses like arrows there. And then let me look for the arrows. Icon set here. So I can say, okay, I want to add arrows there. So you can see what the arrow said. We know the middle numbers here, the middle age group now is 30 to 39. So you can see the arrows, you can see the yellow arrows there. If I select it, it's going to remain there. You get. So if I don't also want that, I can decide to do something like this. Let me take out the color. Most times when you use color and you use arrows and use everything, it makes it look rough. So I don't want to be like, I can still just, it's just work based on its own thoughts, you understand? So it's like it's creating something like a column chart for me. Doing this one now, I know, okay, the oldest now, the ones that are full, you understand, 50 something. You can see what it did right here. So based on that, you can do anything you want. Excel is easy to use. You should explore. You understand? You can still use color scale without stressing yourself. Based on what I did now was I was doing it one by one. You can also do the ones that are equal to, regardless, whatever you want to do. You can also highlight duplicate values. You understand? So if you want it to show you all the values that are duplicated, you can highlight that. Let me do that. Okay, I think I do. We can work with that here. We have some duplicates here. So these are the duplicates. It highlighted everything as red. So you cannot look into them if you want to. So whatever you want, just go to conditional formatting and then you set it. You understand? Everything is there for you. You can work with this color scale. This one is just automatic to just do it for you. If you want to work on the rules yourself, you can do that. But it's quite straightforward. So next time we'll be working on data cleaning, and I will add something else for our next class. Thank you for joining, and I look forward to seeing you on the
Thank you
next
very
class.
much, man.